It was great anyway.
Yeah, I know, sorry.
I say that again, it was very good.
Now I gotta remember what I said.
And I think I'd like to retake that anyway. So.
Maybe like so.
Is this being taped right now? Oh, it is, okay, I'm sorry, I just wanted to know when I was, okay, I'm on.
You want any other question answered a different way, or I have to go through it again?
That's a wrap.
Fortunately, you can edit and cut and everything else.
My wife, Jennifer, she was 31 whenever she was first diagnosed, and it was 7 months after we were married.
My wife, Sherry Lynn, was diagnosed a little over 10 years ago, and she was 34 years old.
Proud to say that both my mom and my sister are survivors. My mom's a 30-year survivor, and my sister's about a 20-year survivor.
I had an aunt that had an episode with cancer, and it was a surprise to her, a surprise to all of us. It was a tough moment.
Well, my wife, Melissa, was diagnosed 20 years ago, and so she's a 20-year survivor.
My story is a story about my 6th grade teacher, Mrs. Simmons. And I overheard a conversation about Mrs. Simmons, and they were saying she has the big C.
My background with, especially with breast cancer, started when my grandmother was diagnosed.
My mom was a 12-year survivor, feisty lady.
The disease isn't going away. I mean, we're still, while we're much more successful with detection and treatment, it's still far too commonly diagnosed.
I think it's also important for people to understand the treatments and how much more advanced. And I think the battle we're progressing, I think, against the battle, and a lot of it has to do with the great things that the Komen Foundation is doing.
Again, it's all about that early detection, and that's where my passion is. That's, to me, is the drive that drives our efforts at the company, but also my personal commitment is all about that, because I know what it can mean to those that you love.
Cancer research is important. It's important clearly with the work that's taking place here, but it's also important in the healthcare system. When we look at episodes and we look at things that will help us from a community wellness standpoint, it's a focus. And so we can never identify or cure fast enough, but it's not lost on us. And that growing community that's living with cancer on a daily basis, we want to make their quality of life remarkable.
And as a donor, when you listen to the stories of where the money goes and what they're going to do with it, you begin to realize it's a great investment and in the future and to find a cure.
Just realized how much support the Charlotte area has for it, and how much I gained emotionally and just from the experience of working with this group. It sealed the deal for me.
It's public awareness, is not being afraid to talk about it. It's also being there for people who wake up one morning and realize, I got to deal with this.
But you do find yourself reliant on support to help you get through, because if it was just me trying to do it alone, you couldn't really do that.
That's the strength of Susan G. Komen, is the grassroots support that we're able to partner with throughout our geographic footprint. So our stores are able to partner with all the local Komen affiliates and participate in many of the different events, races, or other fundraisers.
It's really important to me when I see that the Komen Foundation is distributing funds in the local area, because it's important. I understand that we have the national organization as well that we need to support the things that are there, but it's for the dollars to come back into our local market, I think is really critical.
What I admire most about Komen as an organization is the honesty and the integrity of the organization itself. It's truly a family, and they make everyone that they touch feel like part of the family.
It feels great, and very excited about the opportunity to represent a wonderful organization in the community, and really to be an ambassador of what Komen does, which is finding a cure.
And it will allow me to be an ambassador, to really get out and to talk to other people about the need for support. We clearly need to increase the money going into research.
Just the fact that Susan G. Komen is such a great organization, and what the organization has done not only in the community but in the country. And then secondly, as a health professional, why would I not? Why would I not represent something that's so impactful for females in the community as well as men?
It's really an honor to be among all those other gentlemen up there, and for the last 3 years I think of the people that are pink tie guys, and to stand among them is just really a privilege.
Hopefully the 8 of us together can make an impact, not only for Susan G. Komen, but to help eradicate this disease.
I really couldn't be more proud than to be a pink tie guy. And I'm going to keep my pink tie for a long time.
Komen is doing many things. They're raising awareness, but they're advocating for breast cancer survivors, and they are funding treatment protocols, and they are funding advancements toward a cure. And we are prime examples of why it's important to continue to fund and to continue to support Komen to help them advocate for a cure.